This is your technical update from the LMAX Exchange Research and Analytics Desk for Friday, October 16th, 2015. Euro dollar. So the euro continues to have a very hard time trying to establish above 115. And as you can see here, going back to the highs that we saw back in May, again in June, again in September, and now this latest topside failure in October, the market continues to find this internal resistance, formidable resistance point, and favors breaking lower after testing these levels. We did see a move higher, of course, back in August with the market trading up to 117.15. But again, there's a lot of strong internal resistance that's clearly established itself just shy of 115 in the 11400s. We had a bearish outside day formation on Thursday, with the market now potentially looking to trade lower into Friday. At this point, only a close above 115 would shift the outlook and put the pressure back on the top side towards that 117.15 August peak. But until then, again, the focus remains on a potential bearish resumption back down towards initial medium-term support, which comes in at 110.87. Again, a lower top is sought out on a medium-term basis at 117.15, with the longer-term downtrend intact, and while the market holds below 115, the focus remains on the downside. Sterling dollar. So cable has put in an impressive recovery over the past several days, but if we look back to the 2015 high that was set at 159.30, going back to the month of June, since then the market's been putting in a series of what looks to be lower tops, and this rally now is expected to stall out in favor of the next lower top and bearish resumption back down eventually below support from May at 150.90 and psychological barriers at 150. Really only a break back above 156.59 would compromise this bearish outlook. Dollar yen. So dollar yen has seen a breakdown in recent trade this week, with the market taking out some key supports in the 119 area and trading all the way down just shy of 118. At this point, deeper setbacks are favored towards a retest of the August spike low that we saw at 116.12. Really, a lower top is now sought out at 121.74, and only back above this level would compromise the bearish outlook for dollar yen. Euro Swiss. So despite some setbacks in Euro Swiss this week, overall the market continues to be very well supported ahead of 107 and above 108. Upside is favored back towards and eventually above 110.50 and to the next key measured move objective at 112 further up. Really only below 107.14, those lows that we saw going back to the month of August would compromise the recovery outlook for Euro Swiss. Aussie dollar. So Aussie has seen some setbacks in recent trade after the market put in a nice recovery all the way up to highs around the 73.83 area this week. The market now looks like poised for a bearish resumption, and as long as it holds below 74.40, we should expect to see weakness back down towards the recent multi-year lows, which come in just over 69. Dollar CAD. So dollar CAD has pulled back from 11-year highs at 134.57, with the setbacks extending all the way into the 128s. But if we look back to the price action that we saw going back to March of 2015, you can see here that there's some solid previous resistance now turned support in the 128 area. Look for a higher low to now carve out on a medium-term basis ahead of a bullish resumption back above 134.57. Kiwi dollar. So Kiwi has put in a very impressive recovery off multi-year lows, with the market extending all the way up towards the 69 area ahead of this latest topside failure. There is risk for maybe additional upside, but again, the market should be looking to stall out ahead of and in favor of a bearish resumption of this longer-term downtrend back down towards the 60 area. SPX 500. So the S&P 500 has put in an impressive recovery over the past several days, with the market trading back above 2,000. But overall, given that breakdown that we saw in August, a lower top is now sought out somewhere, ideally ahead of 2050, in favor of a bearish resumption back down towards a retest of those August lows that we saw in the 1830 area. Gold. So gold has seen a little bit of a setback in recent trade, but overall the price action is highly constructive following that break that we saw above 1170 earlier this week. The break above 1170 opens the door for an eventual gain towards 1233, the next medium-term resistance. Any setbacks from here should be very well supported now into the ahead of the 1130 area, with only ultimately a break back below 1100 to compromise the recovery outlook in the gold market.